Good afternoon. So wonderful to see you all here today. I'm Gilbert Galley, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Thompson, and on behalf of my fellow Thompson trustees, welcome. We're always excited to see everyone gathered here today. This is our 16th annual luncheon. Can you believe that? It's amazing. This year's theme is Do Different. As most of you in this room know, what Thompson aspires to do is to transform the lives of children and families that we serve. We don't just strive for change. We don't just strive for making a difference. We strive for real, important transformation. We want that transformation to take place for entire families, for parents, for grandparents, caregivers, sisters, and brothers. Today, you will hear a single story of a remarkable transformation. And without your generous support, this story would never have been told. By the way, cell phones, click them off, please. Thank you. Now I am pleased to introduce to you Josiah Thompson Reed, a parent from our Child Development Center.
Good afternoon. My name is Josiah Thompson Reed. I am the proud mother of Josiah Jones, who is in the Indigo classroom at Thompson's Child Development Center. It is an honor to stand before you this afternoon. Before I introduce our next guest, I'd like to share a little about what Thompson means to me. Coming to Thompson's was the best thing I've ever done. My pregnancy with Josiah was a real life-changing time. I was going through a lot of emotional, physical, and general, and Thompson has been such a blessing for Josiah and I. It's hard to believe he has been in the center for 6 months old. In the last 5 years, I've witnessed such great turnaround in Josiah. He had a speech problem, and immediately the teachers picked it up and were able to step in and get him the help that he needed right away. That didn't stop right there. The entire staff at Thompson has been such a blessing. Every year, Josiah's transition to a new classroom, I never doubted once of the care he was going to receive or the nourishment what was given. Everyone there greeted him with a smile, a caring heart, and made sure he made lots of friends and was accommodated with his new routine. It just warmed my heart. There was a time when he was really having a hard time. He wanted to have a phrase of being fearful. He was very fearful of me leaving him every day, but the teachers assured him that he would get through it. They made him feel safe, reassured him that it was okay, and nourished him through it. All the teachers worked together and allowed the spirit of fear to break. It was amazing. Now he marches into school every day with a smile on his face and barely will wave goodbye to me. He loves his teachers. I am so grateful for Thompson, and for the last 5 years, the staff all have hearts of giants. I am still in disbelief that Josiah is getting ready to enter into kindergarten this year. Thank you all so much for what you've done for my son, for my family, and me. I pray miracles and blessings to the whole staff at Thompson's Development Center. Now it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome our next guest from Thompson's Child Development Center. Josiah and his friends are going to come sing a song and lead us in prayer before we enjoy our next luncheon. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Boy, that's a tough act to follow there. You just heard Joa tell his moving story, and it brings to mind something that Pericles said a very long time ago, but it's still pertinent today. He said that what you leave behind is not what is engraved in stone monuments, but it's what is woven into the lives of others. I want to thank all of you for your past support of Thompson that allows us to weave into the lives of children and families the support, the love, and the healing that is so desperately needed. I pray that you all will continue to do so. Now, please, continue to enjoy your lunch. Have a good time, and I'm going to do a few acknowledgments of our wonderful sponsors. First of all, I would like to recognize the sponsors who make this possible. We're so grateful for our longtime sponsor, NFP, as Thompson's presenting sponsor this year. This marks the 10th year that they've been involved as a corporate sponsor for this event. A big thanks to them and for their amazing, amazing generosity. I would also like to thank and acknowledge our ambassador sponsor, Bright House Financial. They have been so good to us this year, and they've been the lead sponsor for the March Madness for Reading event this past March at our Child Development Center. I would also like to say thanks to our 4 advocate sponsors this year, Rogers Builders, Steel Fab, Ceratech, and Technocom, as well as our 12 patron sponsors, Baird Private Wealth Management, BB&T, Brick Street, Charlotte Crown Guides, Greystone Consulting, McGuire Woods, Marsh & McLennan Agency, Moore and Van Allen, Paragon Bank, PNC, Regions Bank, and Showalter Construction. All these organizations have graciously supplied support to us, and you can see them listed on the back of your program. Their generosity allows all donated funds raised here today to go directly to the needs of children and families that Thompson has embraced. Also, let's thank our current and former board members and committee members who I'll ask to stand and be recognized along with our hardworking table captains. Please stand. Table captains, board members, former board members, committee members, please stand. Thank you all. Thompson is really made strong through your care and commitment. In a few minutes, you're going to hear from Will Jones, our president and CEO. He will be celebrating actually 1 year of anniversary of his joining Thompson. And in that period of 1 year, he has made some incredible changes and input to this whole organization. We are all looking forward to hearing his remarks, but in the meantime, please enjoy your lunch. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Will Jones. I'm the president and CEO of Thompson. Very similar to Mrs. Reed. Making the decision to come to Thompson is one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I truly mean that. Thank you for joining us today. And I know you're here for different reasons. Some of you just want to learn more about Thompson and the impact we're having. Many of you have been involved in our mission, and many more of you have been committed to our mission. And we thank you all for taking the time. This past year, my team and I and our board and committee members have worked really hard to honor the past of Thompson, focus on the present of our community, and prepare for our future, for the future of Thompson and the future of the Carolinas. I bring good news. The future for Thompson is bright, really bright. It's an exciting time for us. However, that comes at a cost. You see, our ability to meet needs and increase impact in our community is reflective of the needs of our community. For over 24 years as a child advocate, I've been working in the public and private sector, and we've been trying to put ourselves out of business. We're failing. As we focus on identifying meeting needs of the community, we have realized in a short period of time, we do not have to look far to identify needs in our community where we live and we work. One way we identify needs is interacting with young people and families that we're serving. Just recently, I had an opportunity to have a conversation with two young ladies, Erica and Alex. Erica is 6 years old. She's weeks away from completing kindergarten. She shows up to school with clothes 2 sizes too big. She's socially withdrawn. She makes efforts to engage and interact with her peers, but is pushed away time and time again. You see, Erica was burnt 6 months prior over half of her entire body because her mother was running a meth lab here in the Charlotte community, and it exploded with Erica in the home. That wasn't traumatizing enough. Erica was removed from mom and placed with grandmother. She's struggling in school. Grandmother can't help, unfortunately. See, what we know about grandma is grandma dropped out of school when she was in the 7th grade. Erica needs a tutor. She continues to try to engage with her classmates, but she's bullied day in and day out. This 6-year-old young lady has had her world turned upside down in a matter of 12 months' time. Erica needs a friend. Alex is a 17-year-old female who's already lived a long life. See, at the age of 3, she was removed from her home, and she was placed in the child welfare system here in Mecklenburg County. Fortunately for her, at the age of 10, she was adopted by a loving couple from our community. At the age of 15, her adopted mother, mom to her, passed away due to health reasons. Less than 12 months from that passing, Dad passed away. At 16 years old, her life was rocked. She was put back into the child welfare system, where in a matter of days, she ran away from her placement. It has nothing to do with her placement, nothing to do with her system. She just did not know how to cope. She turned to the street. She leaned on drugs and alcohol to cope with her pain and her loss. And the story does not end there. She became victim to human trafficking here in Charlotte. At the age of 17, she was arrested for prostitution and brought back into the child welfare system. See, a year ago, I could not introduce you to either of these two ladies because they represent a small fraction of unmet need that Thompson did not meet 12 months ago today. The last year, as Gilbert said, 12 months and a few days ago when I started, we began a journey of transformation with the understanding that we would work to increase our impact in the Carolinas by doing more, doing better, and doing different. This was made possible by the support of many people in this room, Thompson employees, and our community partners, many of who are here today. Thank you. The return on your investment has been high. With every dollar that you give, we do good. In the last year alone, thanks to you, Thompson has increased its impact in this community greatly. Thompson immediately responded to the Leading on Opportunities Task Force report by taking action. We went out and won a $600,000 Social Innovation Fund award to bring an innovative, evidence-based life navigation program to Charlotte called Friends of the Children. For every $1 invested in this program is a $6 savings to human services cost annually. We also partner with Mecklenburg County to help identify and meet need. This resulted in opening 2 new residential programs on our campus in Matthews to service adolescent, teenage boys and girls from Mecklenburg County. We've increased our foster home capacity by 80% in a response to what's called the foster care crisis in the Carolinas. We've also increased the number of children we've served through that foster care continuum by 80%. This past year, we've increased the number of kids we've served in our residential programs at Thompson by 60%. Year to date, we've served 30% more children and families in our mental health continuum in our community. We have also expanded our evidence-based parent education services outside of Mecklenburg County, into Union County, into Cabarrus County, and into York County, South Carolina this year. And because of your support, and through the new programs and our focus on increased impact, Erica, who I talked about earlier, will have a friend. Erica is the first enrollee in the Charlotte Friends of the Children program in our partnership with the Renaissance West STEAM Academy. Through that program, she'll have a life navigator for the next 12 years of her life, no matter what. Alex, who I talked about earlier, is being positively impacted by Thompson Connect, one of our new residential programs in partnership with Mecklenburg County. And she told me that Thompson has helped her hit a pause button and reevaluate her life and her goals. She's identified that spark once again that she had at the age of 11 when Mom and Dad were there caring for her. She's currently enrolled in art school and working on college applications, present day. In less than 10 days, she will be placed into a family-like setting through a Thompson foster home. She recently told me that she doesn't know where she would be without Thompson. And me and my team are not Thompson. This community is Thompson. You are Thompson. And while these are a few accomplishments for which we can all be proud of and grateful, there is so much more to do. Youth depression is at an all-time high in our country. Child abuse fatalities are at an all-time high in our country. Last year, I introduced a bold vision to impact 20,200 children and families by the year 2020. That vision still stands. We are well on our way, but we cannot do that alone. We are projected currently to impact over 15,000 this year alone. This year, I have found myself using the old phrase, it takes a village to raise a child. If I asked for a poll of hands, almost everybody would raise their hands. They know that phrase. In 24 years of child advocacy, I've never believed it more than I do today. See, our village, our community, all of us here, our village is in crisis. Mission is not international. Mission is next door. Mission is across the street, and mission may be in your homes. See, at Thompson, we believe it takes a village to save a child. What we do here is real. It is life and death for many of the children and families that we impact and that you help support. I challenge you today to ask yourself, what am I doing about it? Are you involved? Do you want to be involved? Or are you committed? And do you want to be committed to what we do? As you prepare your hearts to hear Oscar's story just in a moment, and begin to make decisions in reference to your commitment to our organization and our mission, I challenge you to do the same thing that we challenged ourselves to do a year ago. Do more, do better, and do different. Each of you sitting in the audience today have an ability to save a life from your seat. Thank you.
Children, especially when it comes to their trauma, they don't get heard. And I think it's our job to support them with having a voice and to let everyone know that they're there and who they are and what they've gone through and where they want to go. I think that's the important part too, is where do you want to go? A lot of the kids that we serve at Thompson, I would say the majority of them have some form of trauma. A lot of times we'll get kids with all these problematic behaviors. A lot of them have been put through the system per se of saying, you are a problem child. There's a lot wrong with you. Here's the list of what's wrong with you. Once we get them, I crumple up that list and throw it away. And then we start to just get to know our clients and our kiddos. I really enjoyed every interaction that I had with Oscar. Once he identifies who he trusts, he will go right to them and he'll just want to talk their ear off. And I think that that's what I enjoyed most about him, was just his ability to latch on to the people that he trusts and know we're good people and being able to support him. If we have a client who's had severe trauma, but they have a really strong supportive family, they have a high chance of bouncing back from that trauma. I mean, that was my favorite part about Oscar's story, was that mom was right there in the middle of it, participating as much as possible and going above and beyond, which helped him out a ton.
Thompson was great, and they just changed our world completely to get him back. The hardest part as a parent was taking him there and leaving him. They did a great job. They would always contact me. Mr. Justin would always call me and let me know he's doing okay. Once I started talking to him and realizing that this was helping him, I was all for it. I was like, okay. And I told him when I went to visit him, I'm like, bud, I'm like, a couple more months, you're doing really good. I was like, you'll be able to come home. And he is a completely different child now.
Once discharged from our facility, I think that they were in just such a better place together, understanding the needs of each other.
I told myself I won't give up on either one of the twins. I'm gonna fight for them, and I'm gonna be their advocate all the time. Justin still calls me and checks in and says, hey, Susan, how's things going with Oscar? I go, Mr. Justin's coming. He goes, I know, Mom.
Hello, I'm looking for Mr. Justin. He's supposed to be here in a few minutes. Oh, there he is. Mr. Justin's here. I'm gonna scare him. Woo!
Oh my gosh, you got me!
Yes.
Hey, bud, how are you?
Hello.
Can I a quick hug?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Hey. Yes, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
We're good.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see him.
He's doing really good, aren't you, buddy?
Yes, it was.
Did you say thank you?
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness.
Prior to our admission into our facility, Oscar was all over the place. He could not focus or pay attention. He was attacking his mom. He threatened his mom, threatened his sister, was attacking his sister. He had 3 hospitalizations in a matter of 6 months. A lot of times their behaviors are due to their experiences that they've gone through. And so we can't just look at what's going on right now. We have to look at the systemic context, the bigger picture of things.
You know, the twins, they're 9, and we've been through about 5 years of therapy. My kids aren't normal. You know, they came from sexual abuse, physical, verbal, domestic violence. Mom drank the whole pregnancy. We have sensory issues. We have PTSD. Like, you throw that all in a bundle in a small child, like, that's not a normal child.
These kids have gone through so much, and they have gone through more things than most adults have gone through in their entire life, and they're only 8. So imagine the resilience, and imagine the character, imagine just the person that you have to be in order to go through some of those things and still have a smile on your face. These fantastic kids come through our PRTF and they successfully discharge like that. Not only do they leave feeling inspired and hopeful, I feel the same exact way. I am definitely different from knowing Oscar. I've seen such a fantastic kid who cares so much and is gonna mean so much to our world, and I've seen him along the journey.
Wow. That's for you, my man. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Justin Malone, and I'm a therapist at Thompson's Psychiatric Residential Treatment Facility, or PRTF for short. It is an honor to be here today to share this tremendous journey of Oscar, who I had the privilege of working with for 3 months. When Oscar first arrived at the PRTF, his paperwork read that he was extremely aggressive, impulsive, and even getting to the point of harming his mother and his sister. We quickly learned that Oscar's mom, that he had been through a gamut of traumatic experiences in his short life. His mom identified 9 traumatic experiences before the age of 5. Our PRTF is an extremely caring environment. All of the staff are trauma-informed, and all the therapists are trained in trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, an evidence-based model with significant research proven to decrease trauma symptoms in children. Our team quickly identified a treatment approach with Oscar. We focused on increasing his communication and his knowledge around the need to communicate his feelings. We also worked with his family on how to support him successfully throughout his treatment process. My favorite memory of Oscar's time with us was when he got his first family pass back home. He encountered a triggering person in his neighborhood and went directly home to mom, being very, very communicative and communicating his feelings on how that person was triggering him. His family then helped him make use of his coping skills that he was practicing at our residential treatment facility, and then he learned. By the end of his treatment, his aggressive and impulsive behaviors were practically gone, and he was communicating his feelings beautifully. He and his family had such more hope for the future after his treatment with us. On the day of his graduation from our program, I vividly remember standing outside of our PRTF with Oscar's mom when she said, "I just don't know how everyone at Thompson does what they do." Today is a day to reflect on that statement and appreciate that Thompson does what it does for kids like Oscar. It truly takes every person in this room in order to heal children like him. I appreciate everyone for being here today. We couldn't do it without you guys. I'm excited and honored to introduce the man of the hour, Oscar, and his loving mom, Susan Hunter.
Good afternoon. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you liked it.
Good job, buddy. It's okay. Wow, that was emotional and so surreal to watch. As I watched that video, I reflected on the fact that it's been over 5 years since Oscar and Ellie became part of the Hunter family. As you all heard, they had an incredibly rough start to their young lives. From the day we received Oscar from foster care until August of 2017, I experienced a reality that most likely unimaginable to a majority of parents. I watched my son become a different person. I came to the realization that I had tried everything and nothing was working. In August of 2017, I made one of the hardest decisions of my life, and I had placed Oscar at Thompson. My hope was that Oscar could get the help and control of his behavior through their support, that there would be healing in our family. Oscar was placed in the Elfin Cottage with other boys his age, where he met Isaiah and Justin, the amazing, I can't say amazing enough, Thompson staff that he really grew attached to, as you all saw in the video. It was under their care that he learned lots of incredible coping skills, like how to discuss his feelings and how to become part of a team. Oscar learned how to focus on himself and accept who he is. He learned that he's not always going to get his way, but it's okay. Those are his own words, too. He learned that it was normal to have feelings such as anger and sadness, but it's not healthy to always respond physically to these feelings. He still uses his coping skills he learned at Thompson every single time he gets upset. They're so powerful. I would like to leave you with this. The work will never be finished. Our journey as a family will continue to experience highs and lows, ups and downs, and the reality of my children's lives will never disappear. Most importantly, this place has strengthened our family. Thompson and the people who work there have been such a blessing to my family. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for listening to our story, and thank you to those who will stand and support this organization going into the future. See, Justin, I told you if you give me a microphone, I would tell everyone about Thompson, and here we are. Thank you again.
Wow, that was an absolutely incredible story, Susan. And thank you for sharing it with us. I'm sorry, I'm just a little emotional. My name is Heather Lawrence, and I'd like to share with you today my Thompson story, why I fight, why I advocate, and why I support. And I promise I will get my emotions under control. But before I begin, I'm just going to ask you please to humbly hang with me as I get through this, because it's difficult for me. There have been many times over the course of the decade of my involvement with Thompson that I have seen incredible children and families overcome unbelievable odds. one continues to stand out in my mind. It was about 10 years ago when I met Carlos for the first time. He had come to the Child Development Center for his first day of daycare and was in my son Zach's class. And at first glance, what I saw horrified me. Carlos was recovering from having both of his arms and both of his legs broken by his mother's boyfriend. His teeth were rotting in his mouth due to lack of care, and he couldn't bear to be touched. Now, all of that paled, however, when I looked in those big, beautiful brown eyes and I saw pain. The pain pierced my soul, and I'll never forget it. Carlos was only 3. At that moment, I couldn't breathe. It hurt, and I couldn't comprehend what I was seeing, and I was completely at a loss at what to do or what to say. So I ran. I ran from that classroom, and I ran to my car, and I cried, and I cried, and I cried. How could this cruelty happen here in my town and in my world? This was not some tragic news story from far away or a TV commercial that I could change or switch off. This was real, this was visceral, and it was right in front of me. And I felt so helpless. Now, later that day, as I returned to pick up my son, I met with one of the incredible teachers at Thompson and begged her to explain to me what would be done to help poor Carlos. Miss Patricia smiled at me and told me how they would begin a process of healing inside and out in little Carlos, that they would introduce him to a world of love and learning and trust, and she illuminated a world that Carlos would never have known without Thompson in his life. But more than that, she and the other teachers at TCDC taught me how to make an impact in Carlos's life. We took small steps every day to try and unravel the fear and the pain and to help create a new transformed life for this little boy. And you know what? It worked. I will never forget the day that the tide changed for me. I knelt down to kiss my son Zach and hug him goodbye that morning, and I saw Carlos a few feet away from me, and I looked over and smiled, as I had done every morning. And I'll never forget the feeling as he walked up to me and stretched out his precious arms and wrapped them around me and hugged me and kissed my cheek. And he let me hug him back. With the tears streaming down my face, I saw that that little child had started to heal. And at that moment, I knew we had won. We had broken through into his world of pain, and we had helped fill it with light and with hope. Now, don't get me wrong. There was so much more healing and transformation that still needed to happen. But in that moment, I saw hope. And in that moment, I knew that I would never run again from the pain that I saw in Carlos's eyes. I would do different. I would help restore hope. And that, my friends, is why I fight. I believe that every single one of you here this afternoon was meant to be here. And I want to be frank with you. Thompson needs your support. The beauty of this incredible organization is that you are never expected to have to live a certain experience or have a story like the ones that you've heard here today to be qualified to support the work that is being done. Thompson represents a diverse assortment of trained, qualified professionals standing at the ready to inject positive change in the lives of the children, families, and communities that are in need. I implore you to weave your story directly through Thompson's by pledging to become a partner or continuing your commitment to support the work here. We believe that each of you has the opportunity today to introduce radical change into the life of a child. You have a choice to be part of the present and more importantly, the future of Thompson. To be part of perhaps saving the next Carlos. And the simple question is, will you? Will you accept the challenge that we've laid before you? Now, shortly, we'll be handing out pledge cards for your review, but give me just a few more minutes to run through some things. Over a decade ago, to honor our past, strengthen our present, and embolden our future, Thompson established a partnership called the Cherish the Children Society. It is my distinct privilege to take this moment and honor those that have answered the call and have stood as members of this society leading up to today. You can recognize our members by the purple ribbons that they are wearing today, as well as seeing their names on the screens behind me. I would ask that if you are a current or past Cherish the Children member, that you stand for us, and please let us thank you for your support. Your support is critical to our ability to plan for the future, so a huge thank you for your generosity and partnership. For those of you considering, if you've been inspired by what you've seen and heard today, I invite you to join the society by becoming a member today. Many of you have attended our previous events and pledged your support at levels other than Cherish the Children Society. Thank you. Some of you may have the opportunity today to renew a pledge, reaffirm a commitment, or extend a current pledge. I ask you to deeply consider taking that next step. Every bit means the world to us and our mission. Now let me explain the different membership levels in our Cherish the Children Society. And as I talk about these levels, I want to acknowledge that each represents a significant gift to Thompson. But as I read through the amounts, try dividing them by 12 months or 52 weeks, and I'll give you a couple of examples of what these gifts mean. The first level of commitment is $1,200 a year for 5 years. Now, if you choose to pay this monthly on a credit card, it's about $100 a month. Or think of it as $4 a day. However, with this commitment, your contribution at this level will allow us to cover 300 days of therapy for our clients. And as we just witnessed, Oscar is one of those children. Our second level of commitment is $5,000 a year for 5 years. A gift at this level will allow us to provide one child at our Child Development Center care for 150 days. The ripple effect of your support is a transformational experience for children and families. Your gift will allow us to do more of this work for kids just like Carlos. And finally, a third level is a special commitment of $10,000 per year for 5 years. This substantial investment would allow us to bring amazing life-changing services to one child in therapeutic foster care for 200 days. To think of the impact this level of support will have on the individual lives is truly astounding. Okay, table captains, if you will please pass out your pledge cards to your guests. Please know that we greatly respect and appreciate that we all have different financial goals and means. And while Cherish the Children's Society is a phenomenal way for many of our partners to stand with us, we need and deeply value all gifts to our mission. As you will see, the back of this card provides you with two options. A pale pink box will give you the ability to choose your own gift amount. And a blue box, this is what you would use to add to an existing pledge. Please also note that all 5-year gifts of $1,000 or greater will allow you membership in the Cherish the Children Society. When you are finished with your card, please pass your envelope back to your table captain. We would ask that whether or not you choose to give today, please provide us with your email and phone number so we can follow up and let you know the success of today's event and keep you informed on Thompson in the future. Friends, let me conclude with this. Whatever gifts you have chosen to make, whether you have become a member of the Cherish the Children Society, have given a one-time gift, or are still considering your support, we humbly and sincerely thank you. Thank you for taking the time from your busy life to be here. Today, you represent a defining moment in the present and future of Thompson and our mission to serve the children and families in our communities. Thank you. And now I'd like to give it back to Gilbert to close the program.
Well, I hope those of you the first time here really got a sense of who Thompson is and what we're doing, the impact that we're making on the lives of children and families in your community. Important things. And again, without your help, it would not be possible. So I thank you. Table captains, please accept the flowers in the center of your table as a gift to take home. I hope to see you again, and please feel free to come out to our campuses, visit us, and join us in helping doing the work that we're doing. Thank you so much. We'll see you next year.